Welcome to Ball Talk Deep, where we talk deep about ball. These are your favorite hosts, Erwin and Andrade. I know it's been a while, but we got a couple of topics lined up for you guys. We know you guys are gonna love it. As you guys already know, the NBA season it is back, and it is going to be in full action the upcoming month of July. So what we got going on is, as we know, 13 teams, if I'm not mistaken, from the West got invited, and 9 teams from the East got invited to the bubble going on in Orlando. So me and Andrade, we're gonna break down 4 teams today with their profiles and with the chances to see if they have a legitimate chance to win a title. So first things first, we are gonna start off with the Sacramento Kings. Andrade,
What's up?
if you could tell me a little bit about them, the Sacramento Kings, and give us your take about what do you think.
All right, they're gonna have a low shot of winning the championship if they even make the playoffs, and a solid low chance of even making the playoffs. Um, I mean, all right, they got De'Aaron Fox, which I'm a fan of. I'm a
Okay.
fan of his play, his style, and his mindset. From what I've seen in interviews, kid's got a good head on his shoulders, and I actually think he's gonna have a prospering career. Got Buddy Hield, who's a up and coming star, I would say. I mean, he killed today in the 3-point contest, and yeah, and then they got Bogdanovic or Bogdan, whatever. Bogdan. Let's go with that. And so yeah, they got a good team, but I think it's a team that's too young right now, especially after a pandemic, to come back and kill it. Coming into this new regular season upstart, and yeah, that's what I don't really believe in them making the playoffs. If there's a shot that they make it, it's because this season they've been kind of streaky. Like they'll have these spurts of like winning games and then they kind of lose it, but then they go back in. But that kind of happens with a young team. But that's my biggest takeaway from them. They're a young team, a little too young for now. They still need a few years, or maybe by next season. Maybe we'll see them in the playoffs by next season. But yeah, it's all in all the organization. Like the Sacramento Kings aren't really known for being an organization that builds winners per se. You know what I mean? So it'll be fun. Like that's what I look forward to. I look forward to watching the Kings play because of Buddy and Fox and even Bogdan. But other than that, I'd give them a. All right, in terms of winning the chip, I give them a 10%. No, not even 5% chance of being able to win the chip. Probably give them like a 20% chance of making the playoffs. But there's still a couple of other teams, as you guys have seen. We're going from backwards up, so we still got a few other teams to talk about that are fighting for contention for the 8th seed in the West. So yeah, that's where I stand with them. What about you?
Just like you said, I do agree. They have a lot of young, interesting players. They got Fox, they got Buddy, they got the guy that we both can't pronounce his name. Another one that is pretty good as well, and I believe he was a top 2 pick in the very recent draft, not the previous one, but I think the year before. Marvin Bagley II, if I'm not mistaken, or the third. He's pretty good player. And very interesting, with this time off that we've had with the pandemic, is that he had a foot injury and he really hasn't played that many games this season. So it's going to be interesting to see. It's another young player in the core that's going to come back, and we got to see, if he'll be able to contribute at all during this play-in tournament per se. Another thing I do wanted to say is kind of unfortunate for the Kings is before the NBA shut down, they were on a hot streak. They were 7-3 after the All-Star break. So the key question with the Kings is, can their young core get them? It's a talented young core. Can they, make a playoff push for the
Yeah.
Kings to finally make the playoffs?
Maybe if they had like a vet or two on the team, you know what I mean? Maybe I would like feel more confident in
They
them.
do. They have Harrison Barnes. A guy is a champion. Was a contributor with the Golden State
With the
Warriors.
Warriors, yeah, but
I mean,
how did he
obviously,
do on Mavs when he actually had to put the team on his back.
I get you, but like you were saying, they need a veteran. At the end of the day, the guy is a veteran. He is a champion. You can't take those things away.
True.
But playoff chances, I give the Kings a 20% chance of making the playoffs. And to win the title, I give them 0% to make the title. Unless if, unless if, all the teams, their star players decide not to play and LeBron decides not to play either, then, yeah, fine. Maybe they'll have a chance to win the title. But that's with the Sacramento Kings, their profile wise.